Every so often, The Sims will post these little roadmap teasers that detail everything that's coming to the game for the next few months. Back when they first started doing this, they called them quarterly teasers and they would post them once a quarter. They still post them once a quarter, but they just call them roadmaps now instead. And it is that time again. The Sims just posted the next roadmap. I haven't looked at it yet because I want to look at it together. We do know a couple of things coming into this already. Weirdly, because they posted like a roadmap for the roadmap last week. Splitting them up into like 2 roadmaps feels like kind of a new thing. They've done it a couple times now. And I guess this one from last week is more of like a big picture thing that's more about The Sims as a brand. I don't know if that makes sense, but this one has like the merch store and the board game and other Sims franchises. And then this one, today's roadmap, is about The Sims 4 specifically. Now there is something else that we know about going into this because they have really been teasing stuff the past couple of weeks. They have this new Something is Growing website, and if you click enter, they're sort of starting, sorry, I didn't expect to hear noise. They're sort of starting to tease the new expansion pack on this website. And look, this might seem like a reach, but this is them teasing fairies. First, there was a fairy pack leak, which is like the main reason we think this. Then at DreamCon, they did that live stream, and in it, they posted this teaser announcing the trailer coming out June 12th. And obviously this is a fairy house. Like, this is fairies having a party inside of a fairy house. So going into this roadmap, we kind of already know more about the expansion pack than we maybe normally would. But I guess they're probably gonna tell us a release date. They'll probably tell us the next trailer date. And I'm also fully expecting to have like 3 or 4 kits on this roadmap. Okay, I'm gonna unpause it now and we're gonna watch it together. Ready? The Sims 4. Oh, they're getting right into it. Enchanted by Nature expansion pack reveal, Nature's Calling event, Enchanted by Nature gameplay trailer, free base game update, expansion pack launch, and free base game update. Oh, that's it? There's no kits on this. Do you think they're not releasing any kits during the course of this? I guess probably not, because it's like expansion pack season. Okay, weird. This is in a way more detailed than normal, but also less because it's only talking about the pack. It's very strange how often they're changing like the marketing plans with these teasers because sometimes they're like super vague and like weird and kind of sneaky with it. They won't just outright say something, they won't give dates. Other times like this, they're giving us all of the dates and like details for them. So we knew this already. The trailer is coming out on the 12th. I think this is the first time they've confirmed the name of the pack, but that is the name of the pack that leaked. So we kind of knew that already too. So next week, we're gonna get to watch the trailer together. I am so excited about this. We also knew about the event that's happening. They posted that last week too. I can link the blog post about it. It's gonna be one of those like daily login rewards events again, but it's nature themed and it comes with a new woohoo spot. There's gonna be like an outhouse woohoo spot, so stay tuned for that. The gameplay trailer has also been announced. So the difference between these is that this first trailer is like a highlight reel of stuff, like just teasing a ton of stuff from the pack to us. The second trailer is usually a little bit longer and they often have a voiceover and they're like explaining stuff to us. So you often get a little bit more gameplay information by the time the second trailer comes around. Now the base game update is gonna be exciting because every time a new expansion pack comes out, they do a pretty big base game update alongside it. So we can expect that this update will be kind of a big deal. Just to give you some context, like in previous years, we got the ability to make pawns when Cottage Living came out. We got infants when Growing Together came out. When Eco Lifestyle came out, we got ladders, firefighters, and free window placement, like alt moving them around. We got curved walls right before high school years released. So we don't know what this will entail, but typically there's like a nice base game feature added in that update. And as of recently, they've kind of been doing like these events instead of adding content just like freely to the base game. And I guess what I mean by that is like, remember how before Life and Death came out, we had that whole like Halloween themed event with the Grim Reaper and the Grim Brosia thing. And in that base game rewards event, we got a bunch of Grim Reaper themed stuff like the Grim Bike. We got a coffin added to the base game. And then right after the event ended, Life and Death came out and they added more coffins inside of Life and Death. I think that's probably a sort of similar thing happening here, where I'm guessing they're probably making a new outhouse woohoo spot for Enchanted by Nature. And they were like, you know what? While we're doing it, let's just make another one. And they're gonna give that one to the base game event. Kind of like a fun opportunity to pull a feature from the pack into the base game for players that play the event while they're already working on it and making other ones for the pack. So I think I like that. I don't know. I can see how some people might be annoyed by that, but I sort of like that they're making the whole thing like this season of nature. And they're still even giving some of that cool pack content to the base game players this way. You just have to work for it, which is kind of annoying. And then there's another base game update on August 19th. Thank God, because I'm flying to the UK on the 20th. I literally booked that flight like 2 days ago as well. I swear, there's always something going on with The Sims when I am gone. Like the last quarterly teaser, the last roadmap we got was 2 days before my wedding in real life. And now Dan's cousin is getting married in England, so we're going to visit them for the wedding. But I'm not gonna miss it. The update is right before. I hope that doesn't mean there's kits coming out that same week, because I could totally see that. Like the update being on Tuesday and then kits on the Thursday. Oh well, I might be late to covering those. I'm gonna be gone. Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised that they didn't tease any kits on this, because there's no shot that there are no kits coming out between now and August. I don't believe it. I wouldn't be surprised if they had no kits between now and the expansion pack launch, but they're definitely releasing kits in August. Like, come on, we know this update is before a kit comes out. I am certain. With how many kits they've released recently, there's no way. There's just no way. They've had like 3-4 a month. There's no shot that they're not releasing any kits between now and then. But they didn't tease them here, so I guess we have to wait for them to talk about those. They probably got annoyed about us all speculating, because speculation can be a bad thing when we end up being wrong. Because if we get our hopes up and then it's not true, that's a bad thing. So I get it. I'm disappointed, but I get it. Let's talk about everything in the background of this, because I am kind of curious to discuss all of this, because this feels like the first real teaser for the expansion pack. The first thing I'm seeing is the outhouse, which we've been talking about. That's gonna be a new woohoo spot. It also looks like all of these are like little fairy houses. Lots of magical plants and like whimsical little things, lots of mushrooms. There's a lot of talk about gnomes, like that website I showed you earlier was teasing loads of gnome stuff. I'm also seeing a mortar and pestle down there, which is so fun. If there was like some sort of apothecary type gameplay with this pack, I would love that. Do you see the face on this plant back here and like this kind of sneaky enchanted gate thing? I wonder if they'll have a secret lot that's like secret fairy world vibes. Because you know how in Realm of Magic, they have like the secret lot that's like the magic realm? Get to Work has like Sixum, the secret alien space. Werewolves does not have any of that, and Vampires doesn't either. But it would be so cool if there was like a secret fairy area. I do have a little bit of nerves about fairies coming in an expansion pack, because historically, when occults have come in expansion packs, they've been kind of bad. I feel like when I say this, people get offended, and I don't mean to like hurt your feelings if you love aliens. That is not my intention. I more mean like objectively, the aliens aren't as good as like the vampires or the werewolves, because werewolves have that whole cool skill tree and the different perks you can earn and unlock. Aliens don't have any of that. Then mermaids came in Island Living, they didn't get any of that. So to me, the mermaids and the aliens kind of feel like half-done occults. They just aren't as fully fleshed out as the ones that came in game packs. But that's not necessarily because they're in an expansion pack. I think the difference is that the pack focus of werewolves was on werewolves, and the pack focus of vampires was on vampires. But the pack focus of Get to Work was not on aliens. Aliens were like an afterthought of Get to Work, and mermaids were like an afterthought of Island Living. They're kind of like a mini feature instead of a main thing. But recently we got Life and Death, and the ghosts are really, really good. I just don't know, because like the ghosts are already in the base game and they just got expanded upon in Life and Death. Maybe, I don't know. But I can't see a world where we get bad fairies in The Sims 4 after how badly people have been wanting them. Like if they fumble this and they give us a bad fairy pack, oh my God, people are gonna be furious. So I'm not gonna panic too much. I'm gonna let myself keep my hopes high for how the fairies will be. Oh, I didn't notice this. Wait, go back. Hold on, I just unpaused it. It goes by so quick. This is like a potion jar. How did I miss that when I first watched this? Okay, turn up the heat and sim your summer. They posted a blog post as well. There's more words on this blog post, so we can read this too. From May through August, as we get into The Sims 4, players can expect a plethora of content that embraces the magic of nature and the outdoors. Snuggle up under the stars and sprinkle some of your mystical fairy dust to reveal what's next. Oh my God, there's way more detail. Hold on. Watch out for Twinkles in the Forest on June 12th for the reveal of the Enchanted by Nature expansion pack. Get a more in-depth look at this whimsical world with a new gameplay trailer on June 26th, and embrace the call of the natural world with the pack releasing on July 10th. We know about the Nature's Calling event coming to the base game on June 24th. You'll hone your Sims handiness skill to discover a long hidden secret of nature. And then this, bask in rays of sunlight draped in greenery descending from above. Do you think that means there's gonna be like plants in the base game update? Like a landscaping sort of situation? Greenery descending from above. Hanging plants? Like hanging indoor plants? What does it mean? More like ceiling customization or like plants to go across the ceiling? I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Let's talk about that one in the comments. And additionally, new skin customization options will be available in another base game update on August 19th. That's huge. I wasn't expecting them to do that. I wonder if this is gonna be like the original base game skin tone update with like real human skin tones, or if it's like fairy skin tones. Since it's so much later than the pack release, I feel like it probably is realistic skin tones, and that would be my preference. Like the game could always use more stuff like that for better representation. I honestly don't think there is ever a world where we have enough skin tones in The Sims 4. Like if they're not gonna do a slider or anything and they're just gonna do swatches, they always need more swatches. So that's actually really promising. That's a bigger update than I was expecting. I mean, you heard me. I thought it was just gonna be like a pre-kit update, just like a little mini bug fixes and like prep for a pack release sort of update. So that is way cooler. And of course, they're just teasing more information for that coming soon. I'm gonna link this Sims community blog post down below because on that weirdsomthingisgrowing.com website, they've been teasing stuff every day about the pack for the past week. And I think that starting today, they're gonna restart it and like run through those same teasers again, leading up until the trailer comes out next week. But just in case you wanna read what they've done already, I'll link this for you. They've kind of been hinting at fairies, obviously, the name of the world, some sort of like apothecary skill career thing. It's been very strange. There's been like gnome pictures, but they did also confirm 3 new traits coming to the game: plant lover, mystical, and disruptive. And then they were talking a little bit about ailments and the apothecary skill, like making cures. I'm a little bit scared of the ailments thing. I think that just feels kind of similar to Get to Work and like the illnesses from Get to Work, and those aren't really that interesting or good already. So the idea of like a new kind of them is just, I don't know, but hopefully it'll be better and like more fleshed out in this pack. This is part of what I was worried about with a fairy pack, because I'm not saying that fairies are the same as spellcasters, but in The Sims specifically, I'm a little bit nervous about what fairies can do that is different and unique enough gameplay-wise to justify them having an entire own pack. Because there's only so many ways that you can do magic in The Sims 4. Like, we already have all these spells to be tricksters and to clean things and to repair items. And if we didn't already have all that mischief and untamed magic, I might feel a little bit different. But I don't know, I'm still kind of unsure of how they're gonna make the fairies have like unique enough powers that we can't already do with other things. And I love the idea of cute little fairies, but what can they do? Does that make sense? Well, this is really interesting. This stuff is dangerous for me because I really do go and get my hopes up. I go and get my hopes up so high. Okay, final predictions. I think that there's gonna be 5 kits between now and the end of August that are not even teased on this list. I feel like we're probably gonna get 2 creator kits again and then 3 more kits made by EA on the same day. Because it feels like that's been the release schedule this year so far. So I would be shocked if they didn't do that again this summer. And I think they're just not teasing them because they don't want to get hate comments about it. I'm literally typing in my upload schedule as we speak, all of these dates, by the way. We also don't have exact dates for like when I can start posting early access content with the pack, but I always get early access to these expansion packs and I can usually post them like a week to a few days early. It kind of just depends, but make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss that because I know you're probably gonna be excited to see the pack early. You know, the community has been begging for fairies for years at this point, like literally begging for fairies for so long. And I've never been like super into the idea of occults. Personally, I don't really care about like actually playing with fairies that much, at least not long term. I'm kind of gonna compare it to the werewolf pack again for a second because I love playing with the werewolf pack. I had fun with it when it first came out. I think it's a good pack. I enjoy the world, I enjoy the build stuff, I enjoy the cast they made. I like the idea of werewolves. I just know myself and I don't normally play with with werewolves. I don't play with vampires that often. It's kind of like a special occasion thing for me. I can see fairies being the same way. I'll probably use fairies a lot this summer and like have a great time playing with them. But once things kind of go back to normal for me, I'm not gonna have like a fairy in my legacy challenge. I'm probably not gonna do it. What does excite me though is the idea of like a magical, mystical world. And I am really curious about the cast and the build stuff, because the idea of like fairy core create-a-sim items and like fairy style build stuff, that is so my vibe. I am gonna use that stuff all the time. But let me know what you're thinking about that. Do you care about fairies? Are you one of those that's been like desperate begging for fairies for years, or are you like not super into this yet? Let's talk about it in the comments down below. And I think on that note, I'm probably gonna wrap this video up right here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I just yapped so much. When I do these videos, I don't really have a lot of structure to them because I'm like live reacting and like learning as we go. If I had scripted this, it would have been like 5 minutes long, but instead I was just going and going and going. It's okay. It's fun. We like to yap about The Sims, but I will stop and I will catch you all tomorrow. Okay? Bye everybody. Oh my god, I can't believe they're actually doing a fairy pack. I feel like we've been waiting for this for years. It's literally been like 3-4 years in the making. The community has wanted this so bad for so long. It's about time. I thought it would be a game pack when we did actually get it, but I'm not mad. I'm very intrigued.